Good morning again. This is Mr. Lee, educational member. And I really appreciate you guys took our little time in the midst of your busy schedule. Something before Dora say something. I am so thankful to God for giving human the intelligence to create technology. This is wonderful. I think back in the 14th, 15th centuries, we have the Industrial Revolution. And in the late 20th century, this is 21st century now, in the late 20th century, computer was invented. When I first started using computer, I don't know if you know some of the softwares. If I mention it, if you don't know about it, you're a lot younger than I am. We start out in Lotus. I don't know if anybody know Lotus 123. Before there was Excel. And then now you have Microsoft Word. Before Microsoft Word, there was another software, which I also use. I have to learn all this stuff because in my previous life, I was an IT support guy, so I know a lot about technologies. And before WordPerfect, then now we have Microsoft Word. But even Apple at that time developed some stuff for editing and writing. So technology has become an integral part of our life. My thinking is, it's better to embrace it than ignore it. It changes so fast. I would say it changes itself in every 10 years or 15 years. So you have to keep up with the technology, especially in real estate. A lot of young people, young consumers, they don't actually need you. So you have to know a little bit about technology and say, okay, this is how you do certain things. They want the result a lot faster, a lot more accurate. So I think today's seminar, you guys will learn a lot. One thing I especially want to emphasize is learn from Derek as much as you can from ChatGPT. I first learned ChatGPT and I found out how dumb I am. I could never have thought of those things to write, but ChatGPT it boosts my productivities. If you have a little edge against your competitors, more power to you. Now the challenge I have is try to figure out how to develop my own avatar, Mr. Lee. So he goes out to work. I can sit home and enjoy my retirement. Okay, today Derek is going to talk about, besides ChatGPT, 3 other softwares, which I'm a little bit unfamiliar with. One is Lightcut. I don't know what that is. And thanks for sharing that with us. Lumen 5, and there are probably 3 or 4 versions ahead of it, and Runway ML. So we'll learn that. But before I invite Eric to the podium, I want to give you a little bit about his background. Okay, so I'm going to read this now. Derek Talbird is a seasonal AI consultant specializing in content creation and marketing strategies. With over 3 years of hands-on experience, Derek has mastered the utilization of AI tools, such as ChatGPT and Runway ML, to elevate communication tactics and optimize marketing campaign. So if you want to learn something, how to create a marketing, real estate people like us, we do a lot of marketing. It's a numbers game. So today is a good thing. For those of you guys showing up, this is a wonderful opportunity. If you have to hire a consultant, we charge about $200 an hour just to teach you something. So today is free. So take good advantage of his time. Originally pursuing a communication major at the University of Tennessee at Martin, Derek's fascination with innovation led him to explore the convergence of AI and media. Since 2016, Derek has immersed himself in videography, refining his skills in visual storytelling and multimedia production. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you can tell about other people your real estate career, how I got started? Video is a good way to impress your customer. And if they found you are very technological savvy, they will talk to you instead of talking to some old guy like us still using the old MLS phone. Okay. As a consultant, Derek shares his diverse expertise and practical insights with clients, offering invaluable guidance on integrating AI into their creative process and strategic initiative. Through personalized consultations and tailored solution, ask him, he can do consultations. Derek's empower clients to leverage AI technology effectively in achieving their goals. With a dedication to staying abreast of the latest advancement in AI, Derek continues to explore emerging tools and technology. This thing changes continuously. So take advantage. Whatever you learn today, if something triggers your mind, call him or call some of us that we know, and we'll share that with you. You just need to keep up, unless you don't want to work in real estate anymore or try some other career. Ensuring that his clients receive cutting-edge strategies and solutions to meet their evolving needs. So without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Derek Talbird.
That was an amazing intro. Just so you guys know, AI did write my bio. I did use AI for writing my bio. So today, we're going to cover some of the basics of AI, and I want to show you guys useful tools that you can use in your industry. There's no point in teaching you AI stuff that you're never going to use, right? So in an hour, I can only cover so much. So I also want to leave time for questions. So just to help with the pacing of the class, if I'm talking about something and you have a question because you're not understanding what I'm talking about in that moment, feel free to ask. But if you want to ask a question about how to use a particular, service that I'm talking about, or you want ideas of others, I would like to say those towards the end when we have a full question and answer section there. Okay. So this is also going to be a very interactive class. I'm going to be talking to you guys a lot. I'm going to be getting a lot of information from you, and we're going to be doing things live. So if you have your computer or you have your phone with access to the internet or an iPad or something like that, I would like you guys to follow along with me, okay? So what we're gonna start with first is, this is the list of items that I will cover today. So we're gonna talk about what is ChatGPT. Everybody hears about it all the time in the news and they don't really know what it is. I'm gonna give kind of a brief explanation of it. I'm going to tell you how to structure a prompt. A prompt is how you can best utilize the language of talking to ChatGPT to get the best answers that you want. Then after that, we're going to do a couple minutes of real life GPT practice. And that's where you guys are going to get on your computers and we're going to work on a couple things together. And then after that, towards the tail end of the class, we're going to do content creation AI tools. So those are Lightcut, Lumen 5, and Runway ML. Those are different AI tools that you can use to help improve your content creation for social media or for your email marketing campaigns. All right. So let's get started first with what is ChatGPT. So when we were growing up, we're a couple of us are in a few different generations here, but the way that we got information was we would look it up somehow. So for me, my number one source of information was Google. If I didn't know a question, just Google it. Before me, my dad would look into encyclopedias or would look into almanacs and things of that sort. Before that, there was someone that, like for example, my grandmother. My grandmother could talk to someone older that she knew who knew information. Essentially, ChatGPT is all of that in one. So this is where you go to for a source of information. So it says, imagine ChatGPT as a super smart robot friend who loves to chat with you. You can ask it questions, tell them stories, or just have a fun conversation. It's called ChatGPT because it's really good at chatting. So that's the chat part. You can talk to it like you talk to a normal person. And then it uses special technology called GPT to understand and respond to you. So then that way you don't get those random answers that have nothing to do with what you were asking, like what Google does. You can talk to ChatGPT the same way that you and I talk. You can literally go in there and say, hey, I need help with a social media marketing campaign. Can you help me? It's going to give you an answer, but it might be a really, really broad answer. So the best way to talk to it is to use a prompt. These programs are created in a way to where if you send it certain information, it can break it down a little bit easier. So you have the RTF method, which is role, task, or format, or you have the tag method, which is task, action, and goal. The next slide is going to give you a breakdown. So to make a prompt using the RTF method, so role, task, and format, first you'll tell the GPT the role that it will be taking on. So instead of saying, can you create a social media campaign for me? You can say, you are my social media manager for this business, for my real estate business. If you want, you can give it further information about your real estate business to make it even more precise. Then you're going to give it a task. You're going to say, I need a 30-day social media plan. And after that, you're going to give it in a format. How do you want to get the information back? You can say, give it to me in a weekly format with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So what you'll get back is it'll take on that role. It'll act as your social media manager, and it's going to give you a 30-day breakdown day by day of exactly what you should post on whatever platform you asked it to do it on. The other option is tag. And this one you would use really more for longer, you would use this for like a longer task. So for example, if you're wanting it to do something for your entire year, which is a much longer thing, and you have a goal in mind, then that's when you would use tag. So again, you give it a task. You don't have to give it a role, but you can just give it a task and tell it, hey, I want to improve my followers on social media. So what I need you to do is I need you to help me increase my followers. The action is I want to increase my followers through organic posting. So you'll give it a specific action of what you want it to do within the task. And then you tell it the ultimate goal. I want to, in 30 days, have 100 more followers. And it'll tell you a strategic plan to specifically reach your goal. It's a little bit different than that format option that was shown in the first example. Many people are feeling like Talia right now, where you're not really with me. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to do some ChatGPT practice. This is how we're gonna actually do it. So go ahead and get out your computers. So first of all, to get to ChatGPT, it's made by a company called OpenAI. So you would Google OpenAI ChatGPT. Wanted to show you guys how to get to it because there's a lot of other GPTs out there. So you want to look at OpenAI. That's this one here. All the programs that I show you today are free. There are paid options within it. Once you get a little bit more comfortable, that would make it a bit more useful. But if you don't want to have to pay for it, you don't really have to. And it's a really good idea to make a profile because what it'll do is it will store all of your previous questions. So that way you don't have to go through the same thing over and over again. And it's also a way for you to train your GPT. So for example, if you tell it a bunch of information about your real estate business in one of your chats, then it keeps and stores that information. So if you want to go continue that conversation with the information you've already given it, you go back into that chat instead of starting from scratch. It's almost like talking to an assistant that you've already trained on your business. Yes.
So we have to download the app.
No, you don't have to download the app. You can use it in your browser, but when you go into your browser, make sure that you sign in and you stay signed in. It's easier on the app because then it's automatically going to keep you there and it's going to have all your. It'd be a good idea. Not required, but a good idea. You'll use ChatGPT. Yeah, the other one is for if you want to create your own GPT. So at a certain point, if you get super advanced and you want to start, creating your own AI assistant that people will use, then you go there. But even I don't use that. So we're a little while away from it. You have a question? So as you see on the left side, it shows like the previous 7 days, previous 30 days, and it just kind of keeps going back. These are all different conversations that I've had with the Chat GPT, and it's storing all that information. So if I want to continue to go on, so if I want to talk about exciting real estate content, then I can go on here and it'll give me information. So what we're going to do though, we're going to do a new chat. Is everyone here? All right. So I usually like to, when, as an example, use like social media marketing as an example. Is that something that you guys would be interested in to know some information on? Or is there a different topic that you guys would like to know? Maybe information about a neighborhood or information about how to make a caption or something along those lines. What do you guys want to hear? We don't all have to answer at once. Social media. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask ChatGPT to create a social media campaign for us. You guys want to do Instagram, Facebook, Twitter? What are you guys thinking? Facebook. Okay, cool. So we're gonna make a Facebook. This is weird with this here. We're gonna make a Facebook social media campaign. So if you remember from earlier, well, I have to stay on the mic because we're keeping it recorded as well. So we're gonna use the RTF method for this. So the role, task, and format. So you guys remember that, okay? So the role is, what's the role here, guys? Yes. So you literally talk to it in plain English. You are my social media manager for my real estate business in San Gabriel Valley, California. Already giving extra information. So the next thing you're going to do, you're going to give it a task. You're going to give it a task. Okay, that's a lot of information, girl. Good stuff. There we go. Your task is to create a social media campaign aimed at, do you guys want to improve viewership? Do you want to get more followers? Do you want to target a specific area? More followers? Aimed at gaining more followers on Facebook. So it's asking other questions because it wants to know how else you want to, go forward with this. You don't really have to answer that quite yet. It's stored in here, and ChatGPT has no problem repeating themselves. That's the better part of having an AI versus having a real person doing it. Yes, the free version goes all the way up till September of 2023. Yes. So as you see, this is ChatGPT 3.5. That means this is the third and a half version that they've made since it's come out. So the last update when they made 3.5 was in September of 2023. ChatGPT 4, for example, just came out, I want to say a month ago. So it's going to have a little bit more current information. Yeah. Yes. So not that much has changed between September and now. So the information that you get is still very, very relevant. So unless you need the GPT-4 for the added tools. So for example, GPT-4 allows you to create flyers and like digital content from ChatGPT here. So it would allow you to, for example, you can say, make a flyer for me, and it'll make a flyer right here. That's kind of the advantage of doing that. But again, unless you know how to prompt it, that can get really, really frustrating because it's going to come up with literally anything in the entire world. You want to get the prompt so then that way you can direct it to one specific thing. And at that point, it'd be a different prompt that you'd use instead of what I've shown you so far. So the last thing we want to do is give it in a format. So we're going to say, give me a 30-day calendar in a day-to-day format for increasing my followers on Facebook. Telling you literally what to do every day, day 1 through 30. So on day 1, and we're gonna, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. We'll let it load everything and then we'll scroll up and look at it. Okay. Here we go. So literally the first thing that it asks you to do is to create a video. The reason why I want you to create a video is because on all social media, videos are rewarded in the algorithm. So having a video gets retainers. It gets people to spend time on your site, spend time on your post, spend time on your profile. And then the more time that you get, the more eyeballs they want to show it to. The goal of social media is to get people looking at things. They don't care what they're looking at. They don't care, where they're going to look at it. They just want people to be on the platform and looking at something. And you've shown yourself to be interesting because you have people looking at your page. So you start with a welcome video introducing yourself and your business. You share your expertise. We're not going to go through all of this, but day 1, they tell you what to do. Day 2, they ask you for a photo or a virtual video tour. And if there are things in here that you don't really know how to do, or you're not comfortable with, or that you don't think is relevant, you can ask ChatGPT to amend it. So you can say, I wouldn't advise doing this, but you can say, can you revise without posting photos, which I would not do. Then it's going to revise it and it will never ask you to post a photo. But again, do not do that. That's a really bad idea, especially in real estate. So we're just going to stop right here. All right. So I've done a prompt now. I would like for you guys to try a prompt on your computers. You guys think you can do it? No, you're not feeling confident. So this is what I would like for you guys to do. Using the role, task, and format option. Here, I'm gonna walk around a little bit. Using the role, task, format option, I would like for you guys to ask it to come up with a really good caption for a listing. So do most of you guys have a listing in mind that you guys have, or, a home that you guys could think of? If not, we could just use a generic version, Yes, a caption for a video. So you're going to give it a role. You're going to tell it your role is to, you guys with me on the roll? Want to throw the roll at me? Okay. So the role is you want it to be the realtor. You want it to be you. So you are a realtor in San Gabriel Valley, California. I need you to create an exciting caption for my listing and then leave information about what your listing is. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, 1,500 square feet. It has a beautiful view of the mountains from the backyard, large yard space close to a school. You can put all that information there, just bullet point style, or you can type it out as you were talking. And then the format is, I want you to format it for a caption on Facebook and then put include hashtags. So what it's also going to do is it's going to create it as, a Facebook format. So it's not going to be crazy long. It's going to just be exactly the length that it needs to be. But it's also going to include relevant hashtags that you can use to, and boost a bit of your viewings there. Okay, so can you guys try that for me? Okay, so the role is to tell it to be you. You want it to be a realtor in San Gabriel Valley. The task is I want you to create a caption, an exciting, make sure you use adjectives if you can, an exciting caption for my listing. My listing is, and then you would put information about your listing, about it being the 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about, all those hot points that you guys are looking for. You put all that in there. Give you guys a couple minutes on that. And then when you're ready for the format, let me know. And for this practice, you don't have to go crazy with all the details on there, but you at least want to get an idea and get comfortable with talking to ChatGPT. Essentially, you could just talk to it like it's a normal person. You just got free labor out of somebody. This is free labor. Yes. Yes, but be nice just in case AI takes over one day. It will remember you. It will remember you. I always tell it please and thank you just in case, because you don't have to, but if AI takes over, it's going to look back through those records and say, hey, what's your name? Was Lynn nice to me? And it's just like, Lynn was always polite. We're going to give her a little extra freedom. For the record, I don't think AI is going to take over. AI is a tool that we use just like the internet, just like books from before. I think it's not going to eliminate people's jobs, but it would be very important to be one of the people who knows how to use it. So it's not going to take over, guys. Don't worry. All right. Are you guys ready for the format yet? All right. So the format is I want you to format it as a Facebook caption and then write include hashtags at the end. A Facebook caption, include hashtags. So hashtags are important is because that's how traffic is directed to you. So on Facebook, on all social media, they show things, of course, to your followers, except for Instagram. Instagram only shows it to 20% of your followers, but they show it to your followers first. But there's also people who don't have followers yet, who just started, or people who, are just active on there, but they don't know you yet. A hashtag will direct people to you. So for example, one of the hashtags might be home in San Gabriel. Anyone who is searching for homes in San Gabriel, the hashtag kind of directs them towards you because that's information and content that they would like to see. That's kind of a double-edged sword there. Creating your own hashtag is not the greatest idea because people aren't directly searching for it. But using the most popular ones also isn't a good idea because now you're competing against a million other people who've got the same hashtag. So that's where using ChatGPT, or if you can find a real life social media manager who's keeping up with the trends and keeping up with the most important keywords, that's where that kind of comes into play. You know, if you do hashtag real estate, everybody puts hashtag real estate. So now you're competing against everybody. But if you put a very, very specific hashtag, nobody's searching for that. So no one's going to look for it either. Yes. So ChatGPT essentially acts as an SEO manager. So it's keeping up with, as of September of 2023, what are the most effective, not popular, but the most effective keywords to use or the most effective hashtags to use. And of course, if you get ChatGPT 4, it's going to be all the way up until last month. Yeah. It's a tough game, and it's always changing. Like social media AI is moving extremely fast, much faster than what anyone anticipated. So literally 3 months ago, posting a reel on Instagram was the way to get followers. And then now that's not the key anymore. It's posting a story, because now they're kind of pushing stories and turning them into reels. So every couple months it changes. Before that, it was you want to post a carousel, and then now carousels are not it anymore. So you have to stay on the game. You have to stay involved. And the reason why is just so many people are using it. They want to keep people there. They want to keep things moving forward. So it's always going to change. It's going to keep changing. So having an AI or a social media manager is very, very key if you want drastic growth. Every couple months, you got to update. It even goes down to how long your video is. It used to be 30 seconds was the number one thing. Now it's 6 seconds. The length of your video matters. 6 seconds. Also, there's different tools. For example, getting people to click the little more button. You know, when you make a caption on Instagram or social media or on Facebook, and it shows the first half of it, and then there's that more button to click. Now part of the algorithm is you need to make your caption long enough to where that more button pops up, so people click on it and you get a few more seconds of them sitting on your post. You want to give your ChatGPT the most information possible. Like, you want to be as detailed as you can, and then it's going to format it and change it around to make it make sense. So you don't have to make sense to, like when you're talking to it, you don't have to talk to it the way you and I are talking. Yes, because it's going to give it back to you in plain English. It's going to give it back to you in conversational English. That's the chat part of ChatGPT. So, for example, when I made my bio, I didn't write all of that information. I told it where I went to school. I told it what kind of work that I do. I told it about the history of my work. I told it about the types of clients that I go after. And then I said, I need a bio for this, less than 300 words. And then it made that amazing thing that Mr. Lee spoke out earlier. No. For your bio, you don't really need to do hashtags because it changes so frequently. People don't change their bios that often. So you want it to be consistent. You want your bio to be consistent. So putting a hashtag in your bio, it used to be a thing. That used to be, an attention grabber, but not anymore. All right. So did we make it to the format? Did you guys get back an output about what your Facebook caption would look like? You guys get back your captions yet? Anybody successful yet? Anybody else as well? Thank you for being so participant, but I'm like, only one person got a response back. I'm not doing my job very well. Yes. What was that? Oh, thank you. Thank you. See? Yeah, and it makes it's gonna write as if it's a college level professor or as if it's a social media manager itself. You can also ask it to dumb it down if you needed to, or you can revise it and say, this is too cheesy. Can you make it funny? You can literally talk to it just like that. My chat GPT and I are best friends. We are really good friends. I'm like, hey, this is kind of cheesy. Can you tone it down a little bit? And it says, sure. Never gives me pushback. Never gives me pushback or lip or says, I don't think you're right. No, I'm always right. and it's going to just do whatever I ask it to do. So if you think it's cheesy, if you think it's too over the top, if you think it's not descriptive enough, just tell it and it'll rewrite it. No need for you to ever rewrite it. So on Facebook captions, they have like really long ones. It's a little bit longer than Instagram and Twitter, but ChatGPT knows how long it is, and it also knows the optimal length. So for example, that Facebook, yes. So for Instagram, it'd be different. You know, on Instagram, it's not really known for having extremely long captions. The captions are longer than they used to be. You remember there was a time where you would only want your caption to be a few words, you know, live, laugh, love, hashtag amazing. You don't do that anymore because it's not getting you that extra time spent from the clicking the little more button. But also Instagram is not made for long form reading. So you don't want to put a huge paragraph on there either. Facebook, you can though. Facebook is more for the slower scroller. You know, Facebook is a little too slow for me. I'm like, I need more going on. Facebook is really more about just kind of like perusing. You kind of treat it like your newspaper back in the day. Yes, and that's something we will get to later as far as how to build out your content creation. So are we all good on ChatGPT now? Do you guys feel a little bit more comfortable about using it? Okay, so you can also Google or ask ChatGPT what prompts that you can ask it. You can ask it, what do I need to ask you? And it'll give you options. So anything that you would ever send to Google, any question that you have, anything that you would ask another person that's more senior or more knowledgeable than you can ask ChatGPT and it will give you that answer. Bless you. All right, so we're gonna move on because, oh yeah, I'm a little low on time. So these are content creation. There we go. It's coming back, guys. So I have a few content creation AI tools. There's Lightcut, which is an app. It's for your phone. What it is it's a, you guys have your photos of your listings, for example, right? Right? Cool. So with those photos, sometimes you don't know what to do with them. You're like, these are really good pictures. Should I post them all at once? Should I put them in a carousel? Should I put them on my story? You can go to Lightcut and they have templates already made. And I wish I could show you, but it's only on the phones. It's only on phones. So feel free to download it. But with that template, it'll say, we need 10 pictures. If you have 10 pictures in your listing, you just drop your 10 pictures in there and it'll create this beautiful template that you can post on social media. And they have different lengths of time. They can usually go up to 30 seconds because it's made for social media. But it'll have cool graphics with it and the nice transitions, and it'll put music behind it and kind of take all the guesswork and all the extra headache and stress that comes with creating content. So I would highly suggest using Lightcut to kind of speed up that process for you. Next, we're going to go with Lumen 5, and I'm actually going to show you guys how to use that. So Lumen 5 creates these nice corporate looking posts, mainly stories for you. So if there's a blog topic you want to talk about, this is a little bit better for that. So if you want to talk about the changing rates, everybody loves talking about rates right now. So if you want to talk about the changing rates, then you would do that on Lumen 5. So we're going to do this here. I'm going to show you guys right here. So first of all, you just lumen5.com, LUMEN5.com. So feel free to go there if you like. It's completely free. There is a paid option if you wanted it for, you know, like better background content and better and better templates. But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do something basic here. So we want to talk about any of these, you guys, that kind of jump out at you as attractive looking. When you're looking at templates, you're looking at colors, you're looking at the way that it's set up. So do any of these jump out at you? Did somebody say a color or no? What was that? This one? Okay, cool. So if you're before you're picking it, you can preview it and it'll show you what it's going to look like on your social media app. So it goes through all of that. It also will be put in a position for you to use it as a story, or if you're putting it on YouTube, you can use it that way. Or if it's going to be as a post, you can do one-to-one. But we're going to use this template in the story mode. The second to load. So this is where, remember you were saying, can you make a script? This is where you would use AI to create your script, and then you can put it into this, you can plug it into this template maker here. So in this case, we're just going to do text on media just for speed purposes. And now it's going to ask you a bunch of questions. So here is where if you had pictures that you wanted to upload, maybe from an article about rates, or you wanted to upload photos of yourself or your business, or like your own logos and things of that sort, you would put them here. But here we're going to talk about rising rates in real estate. So it's asking what references you want to put. So you can say something like, no, not if it's your pictures and if you have permission to use them. Yeah. So you own that intellectual property. But if you were to go grab pictures from other articles or grabbing pictures from Google, you're not going to get in trouble. But if your post does really, really well and you start making money on it, someone's going to be knocking at your door saying, hey, you used our stuff and we need a cut. So all those copyright things, for the most part, with the exception of music, it's really more about if you are going to make money on it. If you make money on it, best believe the people that you got it from, they want to make money on it as well. And you want your work to be wildly, popular and whatnot, but you need like millions and millions of views in order to get into that kind of trouble. So rising rates in real estate, we're just going to throw some random things out there to reference. We're going to say rates have skyrocketed in the last month. And we're going to say Talia is the only way to save us. And if you buy with me, all your dreams will come true. Okay, so it's going to create a script. So you see here, it shows what your target duration is. You want it to have a specific tone. You can give specific script instructions, but this is what it came up with. Came up with the entire script. Hi, everyone. Have you noticed the rising rates in real estate today? It's been quite a hot topic, and I have some exciting news to share with you. Talia has come up with a brilliant solution to help you navigate through these skyrocketing rates. Her expertise and knowledge in the real estate market are unmatched. She's the only way to save us from the challenges of the current market. If you buy with Talia, all your dreams of owning the perfect property can become a reality. Her strategic approach and deep understanding of this market will ensure that you make the right investment at the right time. With Talia by your side, success in real estate is within reach. Don't miss out on this opportunity to secure your future in real estate. Reach out to Talia today and take the first step towards achieving your real estate goals. You'd buy from Talia, wouldn't you? I would. So this is saying that this entire video is going to be about 1 minute and 3 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Now here is where maybe they said something that you're not really feeling it. You want it to be even saucier. So instead of saying the challenges of the current market, we can say of all the world's problems, and it'll up it. You can change pretty much any of these lines. You can move them around. You can add a new line, or you can delete a line. But we're going to convert it to a video now. They've allowed much longer videos now, so I've seen up to 3 minutes. Yeah. They're trying to get the podcasters involved and things of that sort. No, so in your story, each story is, I believe, 10 to 15 seconds each, and then it'll make the next page for it. but I've seen people use it longer too, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Will it break it down?
Yes.
Minute video, will it break it down in increments of like this?
Yes. So this one has broken it down into how many parts of your story? It's broken it down into 10 sections. So it automatically just knows what the best format is. So we're going to preview this. For this case, each one it does about 6 seconds. But you see it put like a little video behind it. It's putting all the information about Talia being awesome, and it's using random background pictures. Now, if you want, you can change these pictures. You know, you're like, Talia's prettier than this lady. We don't want to put, we're doing a disservice to Talia at this point. So you can choose a different person for the background, or you can choose a different video, and all those are over here on the side. But you guys get the idea though, right? Essentially, you can use it for anything you want to talk about. So I would use that for blog posts. I would use it for new, exciting information. And this is just kind of something to put up on your story. Now, how does this go back to that ChatGPT thing that we did earlier? Remember earlier it said you want to post a welcome video. You can use this to create your welcome video. Or if it says on day 12, post something exciting about the real estate market. This is what you would use to post. All right. And over here are all the different things that you can use to that are copyright free that you can use to change those backgrounds. You want to swap the design, you can go change all this fun stuff. Of course, this would take a ton of time to do. But that's Lumen 5. All that's free. You publish and then you put it on your story. Sounds pretty cool, right? So, yep, you can use the entire video. Yep, all this is copyright free. It's completely open to use. They've acquired this information and all this content from places that allow it to be put out there. So the people that like the people who created this butterfly video, they're getting paid somewhere in the back end and you don't have to worry about it. You can also add music, of course. You can put your voice on it if you needed to. And of course, you can change all the styles and things of that sort. And all this music is copyright free as well. It's not really good music, though, really good, but you know, they have it there. You have a question? Yes. Yeah, you would add that at the beginning, or in this case, you can go to uploads and you can upload your own media here. Yep. All right. Any other questions about Lumen 5? I need to move over to Runway ML. No, we're good. Yes, share. The original prompt for this, I don't think I gave it a prompt. I asked it to, I asked it to, I just said rising rates are going crazy. I didn't, this isn't the same type of AI that you give a prompt to. So I came to it with an idea. I wanted to talk about information that I'm giving it. Now, the scary part about AI, you know how we spoke very highly of Talia and all of her skills, but technically it didn't verify or check it. So this is the scary part about AI. People who want to be malicious and want to just pretend that they are something that they're not, they could do it and sound really good doing it. Like there was no verification. They didn't go check Talia's stats. They didn't know if she could really save the world or not, but it said it confidently and convincingly, and everybody here was loving it. So that's the scary part is unfortunately there are people who are not honest or people who are not forthcoming and they could use this in a negative way. So beware of what you see online. Please beware. All right, so that's it for Lumen 5. If you have more questions about it later, I'd be happy to go over it with you. But feel free to play around on it. It's free. Spend some time if you have some, extra time in the day. Just goof off with it. It doesn't have to be anything serious. Yes, it can be directly shared to Facebook or Instagram, and I believe Twitter as well, and maybe even Pinterest. But those different options are. It takes a while to publish, which is why I didn't want to do that now. I'm running low on time. I'm sorry. We can come back to that another time, I guess. So next we have Runway ML. And let me go to this. So this is what you want to use to enhance your content. So for example, maybe you made like a recording of yourself talking in front of your home, in front of your listing, and you're like, oh, this is a great listing. You've gone through and you've spent all this time talking, and then you notice on the audio, you hear the cars driving by, you hear all the wind blowing, your voice doesn't sound that good. You would use Runway ML to fix that. So when you look at this is probably super overwhelming. You're like, oh my gosh, they have all these tools on here. It's a bunch going on. You really only want to look for what exactly you're looking for. And it's kind of hard to describe that. So in this case, you want to clean up your audio. So you would click clean audio, and then you would just drop your audio track. What's an audio track I can use? Because those are really long. Demo assets. Let's see what we have here. Oh, and I don't have time to upload, unfortunately. So if you had a video and the sound was all weird, you would just go on here and go to tools. And then you would click clean audio, and it'll clean up the audio, remove all the excess sound. It'll isolate your voice and make it sound like you recorded it almost in a studio. If, for example, you want the transcript, maybe you start doing little informational seminars, like you start doing short talks, and you want to have your transcript, you want all the words there. You can just click transcript, and it'll take all that video, it listens to what you say, and then it'll put it into text format for you. You have a black and white picture and you want to put color on it, you can use this here. There's a ton of different things that you can do. You want to do blur the faces of people in the background. Maybe you took a really nice picture and there's people in the background and said, I don't want to be in that picture. Well, you can blur their faces. There's a ton of tools that you can use. You probably won't use a lot of these. So for example, training your own AI generator is kind of advanced. Image to image is a little advanced, but just the simple stuff like expanding your image, maybe you cropped in a little too tight and you can click expand the image. AI will create the rest of the space around it for you. So this is where all that fun stuff comes in. You can change the backdrop of something. Maybe you took a picture in front of something and it was kind of ugly in the background. Excuse me. You can change the background automatically without even using a green screen. So these are just some of the tools that are on here. Some of them you do have to upgrade and pay for it. I would suggest playing around with it in free mode first until you get really, really comfortable. And then if you feel like this is a tool that you're going to utilize on a regular basis, then you go to the paid version. Sounds good? All right, awesome. So you guys have Runway ML, you have Lumen 5, you have ChatGPT. Those are 3 different tools that you can use and combine in order to create amazing social media content. So do you guys have any questions? I have a few minutes. I know we might go a little bit over. Yes, Belen has a question. Oh, sorry, she beat you to it. Yes, I do consulting. It's $100 an hour. I'm not super strict on that hour. So if we go over, I usually end up going over that hour. But I do it for $100 an hour. I help you come up with different strategies and different plans. I answer any questions that you have. If you have content and you want to just learn how to use it, I know it's probably kind of working myself out of a job, but I'll sit there and show you exactly what I do step by step so that way you can do what I do. So yes, thank you for that. And yes, you have a question?
I want to know the other 2 tools can we download on the phone app?
So Lumen 5 does not currently have an app, I believe, and neither does Runway ML, but Lightcut does have an app. So you can use that there. Eventually, I believe Runway ML is working on an app. It's just these are fairly new companies. So they haven't completely made apps yet, and there's completely different formatting on your phone versus a computer.
Yes, Alvaro Lozano, Happy Home Realty, asking for, is there any way to translate the content
into a different language?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So there are a bunch of different AI tools for that. I've used one before called, I believe it was called Air AI. Don't quote me on that because I've used a bunch of them. But you can ask ChatGPT, can you show me an AI tool that will translate from one language to another? And it'll give you at least 3 to 5 options. And then you can ask it, I specifically want a free one, and it'll show you the free options as well.
Really, can you like combine use something because ChatGPT is good for descriptions. One is good for the video, and then another one is good for the sound.
Mhm.
So the files are interchangeable, or you can use all combined together.
Yes, essentially you would use them as building blocks. So you would treat these like 3 different AI systems, but they're all going to work together to do something for you.
Right.
So you have your photos that you've created and your videos,
Okay.
and you've come up with a plan by using ChatGPT.
Right.
Use Lumen 5 to help execute that plan, for example, for your stories and things of that sort. And then you could also use Runway ML to make your content better to put into Lumen. Or you could also use it for light cut. But yeah, essentially you're supposed to be able to bounce back and forth between them. Excuse me, bounce back and forth between them to create the most efficient content that you can create. Does that answer your question?
Yes, mostly, but like because when you create a video in Lumen 5, right? How can you get that video into another program like Runway ML to fix the sound or something like that?
Oh, so well, first of all, the sound in Lumen 5 is going to come out really good unless you used your own audio. But in the case that you did, when you publish it, it gives you an MP4 format. So
Okay.
it's just like a regular video
So
file.
you take that MP4,
You take that
and
MP4 format
input
and you
to-
drop it into Runway.
Okay.
Or let's say you made a long video on Lumen 5 and you want to cut it into short sections. Then at that point, you could put that into Runway ML, or you can put that into Light Cut and use scene detection, and it'll cut it into separate videos.
Okay.
So yes, it comes into an MP4 format, and MP4 is accessible through literally all of them. So, and if you upgrade to ChatGPT 4, you can do it directly in ChatGPT. So that's where you can load in photos, videos, audio files, and things of that sort, and it works with it as well.
As long as you convert it to the same format, MP4 or type
Yes,
of format.
MP4, M4A, MP3.
Okay.
It takes JPEGs, PNGs, literally pretty much anything that you could, if you can upload it online anywhere, then your AI is able to process
Pick it up.
Mhm.
Thank you.
No problem. Good question.
5 and what's another one? So they don't have an app. So whenever you want to use them, you have to go to browser, right?
Yes.
Okay. No wonder I couldn't find apps. And also, do they keep the history that what you did before? Like
Yes.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, once you sign in and you use your email address, I suggest using your Google just because it's a little bit faster. They connect a little bit easier. It keeps track of everything that you've ever created. So even what we created today, for example, it shows in my history.
But I find the Runway ML app though.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's
They
good.
have like a R, like a big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
They do
I
have
know
an
they
app.
were working on it. I know it must have just come out recently.
Yeah. Okay.
But most of the work that I'm doing, I'm pulling the information from my computer anyway, so I don't really do much on my phone with it.
But Lumen 5, no. Okay. Thank
So
you.
another thing that you can do, if there's an app, well, if there's something on your browser that you like to go to frequently, you can create your own shortcut to it on your phone and treat it as an app. So in your settings, well, not in your settings, but when you go to it in your browser, so like you're on Safari or you're on Google Chrome or something like that, you can click a button on the side in the settings and click add to home page, and it'll put a little icon on your phone. And when you click on it, it goes directly there. So it kind of treats it like an app in a sense. I would need your phone in order to do it. But oh, I can show something simple. In this case, you could like pin it to the start on your computer. So then now at the bottom, so on your phone, it's going to say add to home page. But on a computer, it's going to say pin to start, or you can add to your desktop. And then when you click on it, it's always there. Oh yeah, there we go. Joe's got you. But yeah, I do that a lot. Like if you look at my phone, I'm a little bit nerdy. I have a ton of things that look like apps that aren't apps on my phone. They're just bookmarks to specific websites that I like to use. All right. Oh, how to contact. Oh, I should have put my contact information up there. Okay. Just-
Exactly. I was asking the same question too.
Yeah.
Do you guys learn something from this session?
Yes.
What-
So
what-
my phone number,
Yeah, give out your phone number and email.
feel free to text me at any time. It's 731 333 0087. Yes, I have a really weird number. I'm from Tennessee.
How about your email?
And my email, oh, this is a longer one, guys. Got a long one. Oh, 731 333 0087. Yes. Yes. I'm going to attempt to tell you guys my really, really long email address. You ready? It's Derek. That's DEREK at birdseyeManagementServices.com. Kind of long. So birds, BIRDSIEYE, management, MANAGEMENT, services with an S at the end.com. Really long email. You can also come get it from me, or text me and I will text it to you. And also you can call the office. All my information is there, and it's also online on our website as well. Thank you guys so much. Back to Mr. Lee.
I hope you guys felt that the time you spent here was really worthwhile. Even myself, I'm a tech guy and I don't know any of this software. One thing that you guys should keep on thinking is in real estate, there's all sorts of way to attract a customer. This is a good way. You got editing software, you got video software, you got people who can do voiceover for you. So this is almost perfect. And a little bit ad for Derek is, if you guys or your office, even your office have questions and who wants to learn more about this, feel free to give Derek a call and see if he can do one free consultation session for your property managers or whatever at your office, and then you can go ahead and learn more. One thing I learned about computer, I've done it for about 30 years, is that you got to play with it. Okay, don't just see this and go home and forget about it. You just have to spend time and play with it until you get familiar with it. Okay, so I want to say thank you to Derek. Let me give you a certificate of participation.
And we also have to do a group picture afterwards, guys. Like, this is pretty cool. This is a lot of fun, and I enjoyed spending time with you all.
Well, I'm going to give, since we don't have a big dignitary here, so on behalf of the Western Gateway Board of Realtors, we're going to present this certificate to you in recognition of your time and effort in sharing your knowledge with us. I think not a lot of people come to some of our workshops. So one thing, being part of the education committee members, is that if you guys have any ideas that you want to talk about, this is a topic I'm interested in too. So feel free to send us an email, talk to some of the board members, and that they can pass information to us. On May 15, I don't know if some of you guys know somebody who owns some investment property, or you personally own some rental units. We are going to have a property management summit. It's a full day event. It's very, very reasonable. For members, it's $10. We'll feed you breakfast and lunch, okay? We're losing money on this, okay? Yeah, for $10. Where can you get anything for $10? You can even buy a dish out there now with the way inflation is going. So if you have time, I think it's a Wednesday, May 15th, Property Management Summit. We have some property managers that will teach you how to do better property management. So increase the cap rate of your property. And then we also have some lawyers in the afternoon who can give some legal guidance. And if you guys have questions, feel free to come in. We can only hold 100 people here. Whoever signed late, we have got quite a few people sign up already. So sign in, make sure you have a seat. Otherwise, we don't want you standing there on the workshop. So those are the things that's upcoming. Do you guys have any question either Derek or I can answer? No. Okay. Thank you for coming. Go enjoy the day.